Hi everyone, Sarah with Sarah's R-Rated Art, or Handmade by Sarah Grace. I'm sorry that there's like a helicopter flying by and shit. My ice maker's going, there's a bunch of cars, so you're probably gonna hear a lot of stuff in the background, but whatever, that's apartment life for you. So I have another lovely kind of Victorian inspired junk journal here that I made, and I kind of want to just do a little flip through for you so you can see what I did. I'll get back into tutorials at some point, or like journal with me so I can show you the process, but I just wanted to, I finished this one up. I can kind of tell you what I did as I go. Oh my god, some loud ass cars. Okay, sorry, whatever. So this binding piece is some seam binding. I tea-dyed it. It is vintage still. There's going to be a lot of vintage and antique pieces in this journal. I love to just find stuff at estate sales, which I'm fortunate since I live in LA, so I get to find a lot of really cool stuff all over the place. So the cover is made of, it's got scrap paper, or scrapbook paper, sorry, that I backed with some like chipboard, so it's really thick, and it's one signature. Bound everything in here. I've got a vintage handkerchief here. It's just naturally aged. I didn't do any dyeing to it. I didn't get any of the stains out of it. It is what it is. But I've had it for a very, very long time. I didn't blow my nose in it, if that's what you're thinking. So it's cool. It's all clean. Just nice aged look to it. And then on the cover here, we've got a lovely bunch of ladies and a baby from the early 1900s, I believe. It is a real photo. It's one of those photos that's done in like the shop, so it's all on its like chipboard thing. We've got a nice cluster of laces and papers and whatnot along with that. And that's all secured onto the actual cover. But I love that gold, hey. And then front cover here. I hope this isn't too bright lighting wise. I haven't done this in a while, so yeah, sorry. We have a double pocket here. I've got a piece of fabric with a piece of lace behind that. A real live telegram from 1908 right there. So really cool. And I made a nice little scrappy notebook, so you can either rip papers out or write in there, whatever you like to do. I like to give people options and stuff, but I love making stuff with scraps and old shit, so yeah. And then I've got an old encyclopedia of gardening page here, book page, and some vintage trim. And then here is one of my lovely scrappy snippet roll type things. I just make them and cut them off wherever I feel like it. So got lots of paper scraps there. A nice book page pocket with some goodies. Double pocket. Got some more goodies in there. We got a cool like tag for writing. Put in some other junk in there. On music page. And we've got this cool like old ledger paper. We'll flip with that. I made these little like journaling cards, or you can just place this anywhere you like in the actual thing. Got a little flip here. A nice pocket with some goodies in it. It's got all kinds of crap in here. Stuff from book pages, and I just back them with tea-dyed paper. We got an actual oh yeah, I have to take that off. Envelope from a very, very long time ago, and then some other goodies in there. Just lots of fun stuff for you to play around with. Some coffee dyed paper. I think this might have been blueberries. I don't think it was actually coffee. I think it was blueberries. Yeah, I love to eco dye stuff. This was coffee dyed, this envelope. How cool is this freaking Braille paper? Oh my god, right? Pretty sweet. And the envelope flips out, and you've got an antique postcard and some other goodies to play with. More of that antique music paper, sheet music. Tea-dyed paper here, tea-dyed as well on this graph paper. Got a nice cluster collage here on this cool old envelope. I think this is a vintage envelope as well. I put a ton of stuff in here. I just tried to kind of, sorry, it's so big of a journal, I can't see much. We've got some seam binding and some lace. We have an old receipt from a bank from 1929. This is real, for reals, really real, is legit. Some vellum paper, stuff from old books. Basically, you get the gist, right? And that's all tucked away in that envelope for you. And then middle of the entire signature is this really kind of cool page I did with a bunch of strips, like scraps of scrapbook paper, and then I just backed it with tea-dyed paper, sewed around it and everything. So I thought that was neat. This is like a cool, like old, kind of like a scent card type of thing. And it doesn't smell anymore, but it's I just thought it looked really neat with this. And I have this really interesting belly band. I did like a double belly band. So much so that I had to clip everything in again so that it doesn't like move everywhere. I've got this vintage trim here, a bunch of goodies to play with, and then some sheet music in the other side of it there. Yeah, man. I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, it's got to be kind of clipped in onto the thing because the belly band is still a little bit stretchy. So that's the other side of all that. And then over here with this one, we've got one of my ruffles. I'm using pattern paper. I just sewed that baby together and glued it on. I love that. I just love it. So cool. And I made these little paper bag pockets. Got a little cluster on there. Another, this is a, I want to say this is vintage, yep, 43. So, yep. This guy, I got a bunch of postcards and letters from an estate sale recently from the early 40s when this fellow went off to join the war and kept writing his woman every day, sometimes twice a day. So I have tons of letters and stuff. It's pretty cool. Old book page. Get in there. Okay. Flip out. I left that long, so you can do whatever with that. Neat. More tea-dyed paper. The vintage ledger paper is naturally just discolored, and I left it like kind of rippy because I thought that was neat. And then over here I did one of these little book page pockets. Made a little tag with some of my, I think this was avocado skin dyed cardstock. And then I did this big old pocket, and this has got a ton of crap in it. Just stuff to write on, you know, little journaling cards, a big tag I made with a paint chip. There's lots of writing space on that. So like everything in this part here is all, you know, stuff that you can either glue in or write on. And then I just kind of continued that over here with this pocket. It's got a nice little shaker card. Some glittery butterflies in it. Another tag and everything, you know, you can write on the back of all these. Back pocket here, we have a few things that I think are pretty neat. This I think I got in some Happy Mail and I added a few things to it. I just thought it was kind of cool. It's good little extra pockets. Here is a really neat Burlington Northern Railroad time card stamp. Pretty sweet. And then this, I had all these old cards and whatnot from somebody in my family. I think my grandma might have had them just in her stash, and I'm not sure what year they're from, but you know, still got all the writing and whatnot in it. But I want to say it's somewhere in the 40s or 50s, something like that. But how cute is that? Oh my god, look at the little clovers and stuff. I know. It's so adorable. I love stuff like this. It's hard for me to use stuff like this because I just want to hoard it all, but I want someone to enjoy it and have it in their stash and do something cool with it if they can, or just treasure it for as long as they live. Yeah, so that's that. That was pretty quick. So yeah, you can do a lot with this. Since it's very stiff, I'm kind of, when I have it tied, I'm kind of trying to tie it tight so that it will kind of end up wrapping around, like the actual covers might like wrap around the book, just so it's not such an alligator mouth. But I mean, I kind of like it like that too, because it looks like messy and old and cool. So I don't know. Do what you will with it, but I'm gonna try to get this baby put in my Etsy shop. I have no time for anything most of the time, so it's hard for me to do it, but I will. I gotta try to do it because I want, you know, I would love for someone to grab these lovely journals up. I have tons and I keep making them and I have no place to put them, so I figure I might as well try to sell them. But anyway, thank you for taking a look. I hope you enjoy it. Please ask me some questions if you need to know how I did something and you're not sure. Just leave me a comment. Follow me if you'd like. I need some followers. I don't have much, so I'm just trying to get back going on this again. You gotta keep on keeping on, y'all. Ooh, ooh. Anyway, hope you had a fun time watching this. Thanks so much again. Sarah with Sarah's R-Rated Art. Bye.